Within our professional lives, we've collectively embraced this idea that we can uncover our passion and then confidently pursue it. That we can tap into this well inside us, harness it professionally, and then feel like we've never worked a day in our lives. If you've been doing this, if you've been trying to unlock your potential and figure out what to do with your life, stop it. It's a terrible idea. Trying to figure out what you're passionate about so that you can pursue it professionally does not work, and it's a trap. I want you to reject the notion that you should figure out what you're passionate about and then chase after it. It doesn't work. I'm proof, and I'm willing to bet that most of you are too. I'm passionate about things like social justice, going on ridiculous adventures, building community, and helping people. And all of these passions have manifested for me across several different successful careers. Now I own my own career counseling business, but I was not passionate about career counseling when I started, and I sure as hell was not passionate about entrepreneurship when I started that. I got my first job in career services when I was 25, unemployed, and living back at home with my mom. I got a 6-week temp gig at a consulting firm because it was 2002 and I knew how to use a PC. The business was reasonably interesting to me and it seemed like a good enough fit. I wound up staying for 6 years. I grew into it over time, learning what I liked and what I was good at. And psychology research supports that my experience is pretty representative of how we develop passion. We don't discover our passion as an event. We cultivate it as a process. We don't like things in the beginning when we first do them and suck at them. We like them when we've been doing them for long enough to actually get good at them. And if we can hang in for long enough and get really, really good at them, then we become passionate. Being a fan of research, I decided to do some of my own. I conducted a super scientific study of my friends on Facebook. I started by asking them what they were passionate about. I got 73 responses. The most common response was human connection. It was closely followed by knowledge, making the world a better place in terms of the environment, and making things that work better. There was also a healthy smattering of passion for adventure and play. Then I asked my friends if they liked what they did for a living. Their answers were all across the board, and while some of them lined up nicely, most people's passions and careers only connect in abstract ways and don't really have anything to do with whether or not they're happy with their work. The guy who's passionate about motorbikes loves being an engineer. The woman who's crazy about plants is equally crazy about being a philosophy professor. And my tree-hugging hippie friend loves practicing acupuncture. But my favorite of my guinea pig friends is John. He's a talented professional musician in his 20s. But music is a tough gig, so he delivers pizza to help make ends meet. A few weeks ago at a party, he confided in me that he's really passionate about his pizza delivery work. Not because of the pizza, but because of his regulars, people who are sick and elderly, who rely on him for interaction, connection, and small kindnesses. He's their conduit to the world, and he loves it. And that's how this works. There is no magic box waiting for you to unlock its secrets. Yet, we all get hung up looking for the magic box. The only way to get unstuck from this passion trap is through imperfect action. And what I mean by imperfect action is that we do things before we're ready, before we have clarity. For example, my friend Rob has had a successful career in publishing, but he thinks he wants to go into medicine. His imperfect action has been to start taking classes and to form his own meetup group based on his area of interest. So he's learning and simultaneously becoming a community hub. And then there's Rachel. She's been thinking about going into marketing, but didn't really have much practical experience. Her imperfect action was to start taking side gigs so that she could learn by doing. So now she's growing in leaps and bounds and does enjoy it. And as for me, I absolutely love what I do. But that's come together over the course of a decade, hundreds of clients, and putting in the time to get really, really good at it. And I expect that I will continue to grow and develop, and that my passions will evolve, but that I won't do this forever, because I'll continue to explore new passions imperfectly and allow my career to unfold before me.